Hello, you guys, and welcome to Whitney D TV. I am she, and this is Straight Talk with Whitney D. Let's get into this, shall we? All right, hey everyone, welcome to this new segment that I am bringing to you guys called Straight Talk with Whitney D. Okay, now I've been getting a series of emails from countless of different people, DMs and things of that nature, asking me for advice. And I said, you know what, we may be on to something. So if you have something that you would like my honest to God opinion about, as far as advice or just, something that you are inquiring about or something that you maybe discovered and you would like for my authentic response to it, go ahead and head on over to reviewswithwhitneyD@gmail.com. Make sure to put in the subject line Straight Talk, and then you can put your question in it so I can get a little substance as to what I'm about to read. Okay. Now, in the email, make sure that you enclose if you would like your name to be used or not. However, know that if either way it goes, I'm not going to be using anybody's names. I'll probably use just the first initial and the last initial or what have you. Okay. But not for nothing. If there's something that you would like to get to me, send it to reviewswithwhitneyD@gmail.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this without further ado. Okay, and know that I'm going to give my honest to God opinion in anything that you guys send to me. Okay, so here we go. LSG said, "Thank you so much, Miss Whitney. My problem is that I don't know how to forgive myself. I had a baby girl at 23, and by 25, she was removed from my custody. I was homeless, and I trusted a very new friend to watch her so I could make some money. That caretaker's son beat my daughter, and she now has permanent brain damage. She no longer walks and struggles to talk. I testified at this trial and was able to help put him away for 7 years, but he is coming out this November and is stirring up anxiety again. I felt I had to give her up for adoption due to me not being skilled in taking care of handicapped toddlers. I was only 25. I still have regular contact with her adopted parents. However, my question is, how can I move forward? I have a 2-year-old son now, and I feel so much guilt that I'm here with him and not her. She is 7 years old now. Thank you, Miss Whitney." All right, LSG. Gosh, like, in all honesty and seriousness, like, this is very sad. It's very sad. And upon me reading it, I was overwhelmed with emotions. I had to gather myself up and I said, okay, she's reaching out and she needs advice. So this is it. Okay. This is my honest God opinion in regards to this situation. Okay. This is the reason why I do the segment that I do, Where Were the Parents on Wednesdays. Make sure you guys check that out. But this is the reason why, because here's a parent who kind of put her child in a situation, a very unfortunate situation, due to trying to survive. So is it LSG fault for entrusting, a friend to watch her child? Yes and no. Yes, because she stated in the letter and the email that this is a new friend. As a parent, I won't be leaving my child with people that I'm not familiar with. However, when it's dealing with a young mind, she said that she was 23. Oh my God, how was I at 23? I didn't really get mature really until I got close to my 30s, to be honest with you, and take that into consideration. I'm just 34. So, child, that age to me already is kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's probably thinking, I need to go get some money. This is what I need to do in order to do so. Now, I would have entrusted anybody that I wasn't completely familiar with the responsibility of my child. You know what I'm saying? But, there's no parents that are perfect out there. So going on into what you were saying, that's kind of where you messed up right there. However, However, all right, we make mistakes as parents. We make mistakes as parents. Like I said, telling you guys my story in regards to my sexual abuse, I was with a relative that we did know, and these things still happen. So it's kind of like you never can be so sure about entrusting your children with people, so she goes on to say that she put the guy away. So good for you, mama. You did the good thing. You testified. And at the end of the day, that correlates with it's what that person does. You gave your child over. Even though they were new, that's no excuse. That was still their responsibility to take care of this child. And they decided to beat your daughter, unfortunately. And that's not cool. I remember, and I shared this story with my husband. I was staying in some apartments, and this girl I would see all the time with her children. And her children were, well, I mean, her child was in like a carrier, and she just had all kind of stuff going on. She looked young, and I was in childcare. I was working at a daycare at that time, and so I kind of like helped her. She was so grateful. And so I was like, it's okay. Yeah, if you need help, let me know. I'll stay in the apartment, so and so. And she was like, okay, thank you. This girl, like, I want to say weeks later, comes and knocks on my door with a baby bag in a car seat and was like, can you please watch him? I'll be right back. I'm fixing to go to work. She didn't know me from Eve. And she entrusted me with her child. I mean, you know, it was the right call for her because I was in childcare, you know what I'm saying? But anything could have happened. And she did not get that baby until the next day. It was horrible, but I didn't beat him. I didn't starve him. I didn't do anything. We was running out of formula. So I was kind of concerned and diapers and stuff. But yeah, so at the end of the day, it was the responsibility of this brother to not beat this child. You feel me? Or and furthermore, what was the young lady that you really entrusted? This was her brother, if I'm not mistaken, in regards to what I'm reading. What was she at? You know what I'm saying? What was she doing that she was so distracted that her brother was able to beat your child? But that's neither here nor there. That's another story. um but you did something good. If out of everything that you could have done, you noticed that you couldn't withstand a position of motherhood, and you entrusted somebody else that it would be a blessing for them to do. So kudos to you in regards to that. Most people be like, what? No. I mean, you have people out there that, would love to be parents. And unfortunately, they don't have the ability to do that for whatever reason. And adoption is a beautiful thing. I remember that I was told that I couldn't have children. That was something that I was looking forward to doing, is adopt and be a foster mom. And because I have a lot of love for other people's kids, so that's why I always wanted mine. So to hear that, you knew that you couldn't deal with her special needs, and you knew that it was an opportunity for somebody else to love on her, and then you're still in connection, so you're still there. That's dope. That's dope, to give her still an opportunity to be able to thrive in life. Because special needs kids, it takes a lot of strength, a lot of love, a lot of stuff that some people really don't have. My husband expressed to me an experience that he had with an ex that had a special needs child. And he was like, it was a lot. And I, dealing with childcare, I've had my experiences with special needs children, and they can be a handful, and so it takes a special person to be able to deal with that, and so kudos to you in regards to doing it. Don't be down on yourself, for doing that. That was a beautiful thing. And to answer your question, how do you move forward and you move past the guilt that you have? You do better. A lot of times as parents, we do things wrong. And by the grace of God, God gives us second opportunities. How? Because he blesses us with more children. See, we have an opportunity to get it right with second, third, fourth children. Don't feel bad. Love on that son the same way you would have with your daughter. She's not dead. It was a very unfortunate situation that transpired, but God is giving you a second opportunity with your son. Take it and move forward in life. Move forward. Continue to love on your daughter because she's not dead. She's there. And continue to love on her brother, your son, that God gave you the opportunity to redo. And you have to forgive yourself. You have to. You have to. Because the more you hold on to the damage, of what the enemy is steady bringing back to fruition, God can't place your future in your hands if you are like this with your past. You got to let it go so God can place your future in your hands and you can move forward. Now, if you continue to keep looking back, you're going to bump into a wall. If you continue to live in the past, there's no room, no need for the future. And your son is the future. He's there. Love on him and do everything right that you would have wanted to, that you didn't get to with your daughter. That's my only advice for you in regards to everything. You got to move forward. You got to let it go. You got to. God is not an author of confusion. That's confusion to keep dwelling on something that was past tense that you did. You're forgiven. You're forgiven, and you have to accept it. And you have to know that. You have to know that it's true. Now, I don't know your spiritual beliefs. I can't say that. However, I know my spiritual belief, and my Father, He's a forgiver. As soon as you pray and you ask for forgiveness, it's done. And you have to walk in that. And you have to keep reminding yourself that you're forgiven. And you have to move forward. And with the release of this guy or not, that has nothing to do with you. Your daughter is safe. She's in a safe place. May God forgive him. May you forgive him as well. May you forgive him as well. Okay? And when November comes, keep praying to God for your strength, because I know that can be traumatizing, but you have to know that you did right. And he served his time and he did what he was supposed to do. Unless he's a threat to you, don't worry about it. So we can gather on things, a lot of things that can mess us up at the end of the day. Or we can let stuff go that we have no control over. You have no control over him getting out of jail. He served his time. If he's getting released, it's because he did what he was supposed to do. Now you have to do what you're supposed to do, and that's forgive and move forward. No condemnation. God has not condemned you. He still loves you. And he still loves that guy, that brother. And so with that, I tell you, my straight talk to you, move forward, move on. And if any family member, cat, dog mentions it, you tell them, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I'm moving forward. I'm moving in forgiveness with myself and with him. And that's it. And that's how you detonate. Move forward in love, okay? That's how you do that. You move forward in love. Okay? I pray that I was able to give you some sort of advice, some way of release. Okay? We are not perfect as parents. And if anybody tell you that they are, that right there is a lie. So that ain't perfect. Okay? So not for nothing. If you guys have advice if you guys want advice from me or need an opinion about something and you want to go straight at it with Whitney D, join me on Straight Talk here and send your what you need advice on or opinion on to reviewswithwhitneyd@gmail.com. Make sure in the subject line you place Straight Talk and then you put your question or whatever before going into the email, into the subject box and placing whatever your concern is. Okay. Now, LSG, you stay encouraged and I look forward to speaking to you and everybody else soon. Thank you so very much. I'm Whitney D, and Straight Talk session is out.